All right, you guys, welcome back. This is going to be day three, day two for us. Yesterday we did his current general energy and we looked to the end of the week, but however, I feel like I want to do it again today, see what today will bring. Um, if you're new here, there's plenty of Diddy readings on this channel if you're interested. Everything I say is alleged. I could be spot on, picking up rumors, or I could simply be wrong. So let's jump into it. I don't know if court started today yet. Right now it is 7:53 Central Standard Time. I don't know what time court starts, but let's go ahead and see what we can possibly hear from Cassie today. Okay, we're talking about some type of trip today. Obviously, that involves traveling, some type of celebration that ended up in disappointment again, obviously. And this may have something to do with something that happened with Kim as well. So it might be more questions about Kim. Let's see. Again, it's coming off like something that was supposed to be a positive, happy experience, which Diddy ruined for her. And something about maybe a baby shower, some incident. Yeah, it seems like more of a communication about the dynamics between her, him, and Kim. This could be another feminine energy, but that's who I think it is. Now, we do have some more delays. Because, she did mention, like, there would be times when she was jealous. She really was into him. So this kind of seemed like another form of punishment where he would deny her access to him, basically. So it's like leaving her alone when he said he was going to be there for something important, maybe. And then again, they're talking about why it took so long for her to leave him or whatnot. I'm going to use this deck real quick and we'll move on. Yeah, because it seems like there was maybe a specific opportunity here where she could have left the situation. But again, like she mentioned, a part of her wanted to be with him at certain parts of their relationship, right? And then like the energy of pleasing him had become her mission. And maybe even rumors about a pregnancy while they was together. Maybe not necessarily her, but it was rumors with someone else. Her kind of getting fed up with him dealing with other women, things like that. And there even seems like there was a story where maybe he was, or she felt like, or in fact, allegedly, there was a point where she felt like he could have unalived her, and maybe someone was there to stop it or whatnot. And they could be even asking her how she feels or what she thinks or anything she witnessed that she may feel is attributed to the passing of Kim, right? We're going to go back to see what other questions they're going to ask Cassie today, but I just want to pick up on what can we see in general in court today or here. What can we see or hear in general in court today when it comes to the Sean Combs trial, P. Diddy? What can we see in court today? What can we expect? Oof, I ain't got no battery. We're going to have to come back and try to put in as much as possible. All right. So again, I'm seeing some unpreparedness in the courtroom, whether that's the lawyers or the judge or whatever the case is. But I heard a rumor that Cassie's supposed to be on the stand pretty much all week. But let me see what this is, because I feel like either they're talking about more work history or there's some employer that may be called. Let's see. So this could be some more name drops or whatnot. People's names involved that we hadn't necessarily heard in the paperwork or in general. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody having some security issues here. So I do see some type of delay. I don't think it's as much of an outburst as it was yesterday that we picked up on, but I am seeing some issues security-wise. And then they're talking more about like, oh, what did Sean do or what was going on once y'all did break up. And so, you know, much like the stories we heard, there's stalking, there's investigators, there's, you know, he has people reaching out to her or whatnot. So more so the same energy, just same circumstance, the same energy, maybe different time frame, different location, basically. So I don't know if they're like, oh, did you leave the label first or the relationship first, or, you know, more establishing or trying to establish a difference or a pattern, maybe even when it comes to work in their relationship. So I guess maybe they'll probably, I feel like, I could be wrong, could be tomorrow, but I feel like they may start cross-examining today. And then it's this energy of, you know, going back more to the energy of why were you there? Why did you stay? It's like waiting for him to see me, waiting for him to love me back, waiting for him to change type vibes. But yeah, I do see some more people walking out the courtroom today, so that may be noted. You know, I don't necessarily, and you know, it's early in the case, and it is what it is. It's a court case, right? So while there could be some exciting moments and information dropped, you know, that people may be interested in, it's very blasé, you know. So while I feel like I'm not really picking up much of note, these are things that actually are occurring, and I guess that's really my goal in doing these spreads, to see what we can see in a courtroom. So we did pick up some stuff yesterday that did happen, and again, it was for the whole week, basically. So still things to possibly match up. So yeah, I am seeing some type of ending. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like they're asking her about things that maybe occurred after they broke up as well, and what led to it and things like that. So I'm gonna get these up. How will the jurors feel about the prosecution and their questioning today? The jurors. How will the jurors feel about prosecution and their questioning today? So the jurors may feel like, obviously, Diddy's team will get a chance to question, but the jurors are perceiving, or some of them allegedly, that it's some questions that they feel like they want answered. And maybe, obviously it's their witness, right? So they're maybe not going to ask certain questions. Or, if they do, then they have a reason, obviously, right? And they're trying to get a specific answer or, whatever. But, so they feel like, I wish they would ask certain things, I guess. But let's see what else. Show me more about how the jury feels. So there's more talk about drugs here. They have some type of question about some type of drugs or something to deal with drugs, I guess. So I don't know if they take questions from the jurors at the end, because sometimes the jurors need more clarification on something. So I don't know if that's like towards the end of the whole trial or if they do that intermittently. So I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm picking up on. So again, it's still a mixed batch, and that's to expect, right, at some point. But what I mean when I say that is like it's more even on both sides right now. So at some point you expect it to be at least 8 out of the bunch, or maybe 1 or 2 that's still kind of on the fence. But anyway, I don't know why I'm explaining all this, but let's clarify. I don't have much battery, so I may come back and do another one after they go to break. While they're on break. So there's still a lack of trust or understanding from the jurors. And again, I don't know what that is yet. I'm gonna try to clarify and get it, but in terms of real life, like we haven't seen that play out yet. I haven't kept up with the entirety of everything that's been going on so far, but I don't think I've seen anything that would make anybody confused yet or heard anything. But yeah, let's see. So it does seem like when she is cross-examined, there will be a lot of very sensitive questions being asked, but I do feel like the jurors are grossed out and they're just kind of tired of but we all know that's what this case is about, the over sexual talk and just the description of everything. There may be some type of issue with some type of evidence. Shit, that's a lot. And then they want to know the frequency, the amount of drugs she was taking. Like, was it just at Diddy's request? Was you doing it alone or woo-woo? I kind of feel like they talked about that, though. But again, she will be cross-examined at some point, so it may come up again. Talking about some type of incident with a vehicle. Yeah, I just feel like this kidnapping energy, something to do with a vehicle or traveling, or let's see. I don't know if Diddy isn't feeling that great today or somebody's not feeling that great today. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do one more spread and end this because, again, I only have so much battery right now. That's my bad. Anything else we need to know about today when it comes to the Diddy trial? Anything else we can see? today when it comes to the Diddy trial. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody going off again. Yeah, maybe it is about the same energy as yesterday with the outburst or whatnot. I am seeing somebody being denied access. What else can we see when it comes to the Diddy trial today? See or hear when it comes. Okay, I guess that wanted to come out. All right. Oh, it was 2 cards. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of mental anxiety and confrontational energy. They might be talking about like diseases. They're talking about health. And obviously, Cassie was, continue being emotional throughout this process. Again, more kidnapping energy. When it comes to Cassie. And, today they might be talking about a stint where they didn't communicate, where she was able to get away from him for a little bit before the actual breakup. I'm seeing, yeah, but more so kidnapping involving security on some level. Judgment. And maybe even, again, conversations between her and Kim about, what, trying to encourage each other or comparing notes or just talking about the situation. Yeah, I do feel like one of these outbursts of this communication can be coming from or towards a lawyer today. Let me get one more for that one. No? Okay, what about this here? And this even just comes off in a way of waking up in the middle of intimacy, for lack of a better word. I'm going to do this one. You know what? I'm going to do this one. Show me more. Okay, this could be a money thing. Maybe it's not health. Could be both, but I'm seeing a loss. So this could be a financial loss. Or again, talking about the end of the relationship. Yeah. So, denial of funds. And then maybe there's a specific person that's being mentioned that was, a go-between, like a peacemaker or something. But yeah, so he would withhold money from her. We already heard about him taking back things or whatnot, but that's coming up here. This energy of her always trying to be better for him and trying to be perfect. Again, she talked about how he will pick apart her appearance and self-esteem or whatnot. So we're talking about more about that, but yeah. Again, there could have been, we mentioned yesterday about, I don't know if she had ever been pregnant by him. So that's the possible topic again sometime this week. And do this one real quick. Anything else? More than likely will record when they are on break. So I don't know if she left the relationship with nothing, like she wasn't able to have anything. Again, we're talking about physical violence. And maybe it's somebody that tried to help her during one of these attacks and something happened during that. But all right, y'all, I'll see y'all later.